detangling roots, so you don't take that much damage. But the
Okay. This could be first blood right now. Loader made it think like KheZu was going to find himself a kill. They've still got Glimpse available, so with the time walk down, KheZu's in trouble. He has to run north, but he doesn't have enough time to buy him. This will be first blood going the way of Alliance. And it actually is into the hands of the bounty hunter, so EGM gets a little bit of extra money early on.
that was good timing by.
And they're coming down the bottom. The Sentry Ward's down right now for YapzOr, so we saw EGM coming in, but ERA has to go through the tree line. AdmiralBulldog comes in close. There's your first heal, and YapzOr, he can tether and as well as get the burst heal thanks to stick charges and as well as the bottle, but because he came in so close, it allowed AdmiralBulldog to get the extra damage. I suppose Searing Chains, the Flame Guard Burn, and the Whirling Death, killing off the dual safe lane.
That was very patient play by S4. Really waiting for the Searing Chains. There's a chance that he can like Death Pulse and then TP out, especially if the Wisp is healing him.
Shallow Grave going to go over on Cinder, and that wall can't lock him in. Slaughter's going to go down. Looks like backing Loader for the first 50 hits is not going to be the thing.
That's a very early Midas from Koikba. He seems to always get it. The Talon, I think. This game opting for a Ring of Health, so perhaps Vanguard I don't think is particularly great versus their lineup. Could also just be a Battle Fury.
Amplification, mass amounts of stuns. KheZu, 3 seconds was left on Time Walk. Hence he was unable to repair the damage.
Yeah, the only way he would have survived there if he had Time Walk and then Chronoed and then run away. Because Era doesn't really know what's happening in this bottom lane at all.
Well, Cinder's over on the side shop. He's buying a TP scroll, but now he might have to self-grave, or else he's going to go down. EGM comes in close. There's the self-grave with the burst heal. Era can't really lend that much more of a hand. He's got Death Pulse in 1 second, but 1 second is too long.
They're going for a glimpse in the mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to drag back YapzOr with the amplification on, put inside the storm. There's just no way to get out of this one. Lowe's going to go for just a protective crush. Worried about being entangled. Both hits from the Court for Bear are unable to hit that entangle. So 2 quick picks by Alliance, and they go 6-1 now on the board, looking very nice.
Both supports on Alliance are playing very well. De-warding, constant wards, and putting pressure on all 3 lanes, whereas Escape, they're pretty light on the sentry wards. There are no sentries on their side, and they're not doing a good job protecting Era. He's just dying over and over.
They TP too long. It was also YapzOr was the first one to come in. They needed Cinder and Shallow Grave, but it was still on cooldown. So even when Cinder would have been the first one to TP, it's a little bit off as KheZu was able to time walk himself out of here. He doesn't have Chronosphere available and locked inside the storm. He's got to head to the east outside the storm. This heal Cinder still doesn't have enough for that Shallow Grave. I don't know if that's been told to the rest of his team, but in comes Loader again. RK with that scythe put down. Cinderin, another Shadow Wave. He'll dodge the Timber Chain, but can he dodge S4? Cinderin will finally go down the track at the last moment, but an entangle on S4. He's going to lose his life, buying up his weapons before death, so trying to save as much money as possible. EGM is also slowly ticking down the radius, but he gets rid of Lone Druid's Bear. The resummon will now kick up, and KheZu, he's got Chronosphere available to commit. He doesn't have enough time for Era to get that ulti back off cooldown, so they just commit the Chronosphere and they'll kill off AdmiralBulldog. He used Suicide previously, and this time around, he's going to die the old-fashioned way. The Bear sticking with him, the Wisp Spirits, or Willy, he's still surviving. The chain up, stay on the run into the tree lines. He's actually cut through the tree line, give himself a little bit of a path to escape. With the Savage Roar, they move up behind him, so Era will pick himself up, a double kill. And I think maybe now it's time to back out of here, as Escape have gotten a lot of back-to-back kills. They see EGM. And now S4 wants to go. Era the most revealed. There's your jump forward. They need to keep Era alive. Shallow Grave going to be used in the Savage Roar. Trying to make it so Alliance have to disengage, but they'll reload, glimpse back in Era. Looking for another opening. He can't get his ulti down. That would have been enough to kill off S4. But now the Storm from RK splits the fight up. There's so many tracks down at the moment from EGM. If that Bear's able to get an entangle out,
and you'll already have your finger on the slight into an ult, so it's not guaranteed. Guarantee would be something with instant cast point, like Orc did.
Here we go. Walks in, gets it. In comes your relocate. Era, the damage with the Dagon. They put him down. 77 seconds on the sideline. Koipa's being chased down, and primarily his Bear now isolated. There is no resummon for 40 seconds. With the Savage Roar, Alliance being forced back. Now it's going to time out. Cinderin puts down a fresh sentry. And Ob's exactly where Alliance are probably expecting it.
Now there's smoke. The Wisp is separated from the rest of the team.
Dazzle's going to reveal, however. Synderen's the first one. The Storm came up very, very quickly. That meant no shallow grave, but that also means now Storm is down. Era looking for a kill over on Arcade. He can throw the ulti down. That will get rid of him, but they're going to rely on the Urn charges to tick out Arcade instead, and they look for a bigger target with Era. And there it is. It's going to be AdmiralBulldog put into the sidelines. Era's still got more space thanks to the entangle over on Loader and the follow-up chrono. Era's just on the edge, but he's not inside of it. So 3 heroes lost for Alliance. You get both the supports of Escape for it. But this now opens up a push down the mid. No buybacks on any fight. And then they punish so hard, ripping through the melee racks. Alliance still want to fight. Era doesn't have his ulti off cooldown just yet. 18 seconds. The Bear's finishing the job. So you bring down double melee. Kuiper caught inside the storm. So is KheZu. They have enough damage. The one-shots can't come off. The tether being used to make sure the Kuiper can stay alive. But Loader going to BKB up again. This Bear just wants an entangle on Loader. And it's going to get it as well. Loader has to remain where he is. He'll crush over on the Bear, but I'm looking at Era. He's got his ulti up. That's why the Lotus Orb has to be used to protect Loader, and Alliance will retreat back out again. Bulldog back to the front lines, and this time Era will go down. The Aegis the Immortal will trigger. He's all by his little lonesome, so they put the Chakram on him. He throws down the ulti. He kills EGM before death, but S4 picks up a triple kill, but the damage is done. 2 lanes of melee racks taken, plus both of the tier 3 towers. Escape. Oh, Synderen. Does EGM really want to attack him? I don't think he knows the KheZu of the neighborhood. They'll see the TP coming to mid lane as S4, and they're making their break for Synderen. There's your chrono. S4 caught out. Relocate's coming in. Era, can he actually? Yep! S4's out. 100 seconds. And they're going to move over to EGM as well. That actually may even be the game. Like, you're going to take Megas off this.
Yep, I think so. Unless Timbersaw can work some of his magic over here, but AdmiralBulldog going back to his split pushing roots, but he's just...
And they just keep beating the racks. No way to kill the Bear, no way to have any level of damage when your Ember Spirit, who's your primary source of physical, is not even there. 30-second window is more than enough. Arcade being ripped apart by KheZu. He doesn't have Chronosphere available, but he's going to stand his ground, and she gets the bash on Loader, holding in position just long enough. And now EGM even entangled. He'll drop down. The Scythe is back off cooldown. Io will relocate in. They want to end this now. It's going to be on Bulldog, combining up with the Dagon. He's down for 40 seconds. Mass buybacks out from Alliance. It's now or never really for them, but it may actually be never. 7 seconds till the Ember is up.
Negative region is... he dies very quickly.
They're coming. Movement from Loader. Smoke's going to break. The Bear was the first thing in. S4 triggers his double damage rune. He needs this kill on something, but the Chronosphere, perfect from KheZu, catching out the 2 cores. They're going to lose S4. Loader straight after, and there it is. GG, well played. Escape will take game number 2 on the back of a beautiful lone druid push and space created by the Necro. Not to mention just all-round better play coming from Escape this game.
Might be time to ban out that lone druid.